California Memorial Stadium. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the California Golden Bears. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So California's offense will take the field first. And what a performance, an aerial show from this. In the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Really nice job by quarterback and wide receiver. This is why you do film work. This is why you throw on air all offseason. I know I get zone coverage. I know exactly where I'm breaking. I know exactly where to deliver the football. Nice throw, nice catch.
Back to pass, it's Fox. Oh, they're after him. Quarterback moving. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit.
You know, we don't see this very much in college football anymore. Quarterbacks just taking care of their bodies and making smart decisions. Get down on the ground so you don't take one of these big hits from these nasty defensive players. And just give your...
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
Really nice play. When you talk about Alabama and their dominance on defense, especially in recent years, it all starts up front. You have to have disruptors playing on the defensive line, guys that can be versatile and line up at different positions, but create havoc in the backfield. And that's what this guy has been able to do throughout his career.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. The Golden Bears send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Just needs a crack to get a return. The Crimson Tide offense comes out, and now they'll go on the attack. And guys, any discussion about this offense has to start and end with the guy behind center.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback, he gets the ball on every play. He's got to be the leader. He's got to be able to throw the football. So many times you see Jesse where they can run it as well, but he's the captain usually on most teams. It starts and ends with him.
Yeah, and David, the thing you love about this guy, too, is he's such a good distributor and facilitator with the football. He knows this offense like the back of his hand, and he's able to take advantage of all the different weapons they have surrounding him.
Quarterback may change this route. Back to pass, it's Russell. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, he makes the play, it's intercepted. And after the interception return, he gets it down to the 32-yard line.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
He's got an open man. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
I love that play call. And quarterbacks are always licking their chops after their defense gets a takeaway because they know now, hey, I got a sudden change situation. I've got a chance to take a shot and pad my stats.
And the Golden Bears have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Wide receiver going in motion. Off play action. Pocket breaking down. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. To finish, and that they did on that possession. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
Here comes that Alabama offense. Finding themselves down 7-0. They'd love to get a drive going here. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. He might want another play. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Got a man, it's Adams. Caught, and he's close to a 1st down on the nice pickup there. Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. They'll try to bully their way for the first. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. They're a couple of yards short of the 1st down, but the offense will stay out there on 4th down. This could absolutely spin this game in another direction. They're going for it inside their own 30. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Makes the catch. And he'll move his way forward to the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 35. Bunch formation for these receivers. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. The run from the shotgun. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down. A cornerstone of the Alabama program really throughout history has been be physical, establish a running game.
Yeah, great running backs. I mean, not only are you recruiting great players in the offensive line and skill and all over the place, but so many great backs that you...
He's going to let it go. He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown tie. Extra point here will tie the game. That had touchdown written all over it from the moment he caught the ball. Big play, big run for the screen.
Yeah, it had touchdown written all over it because nobody was covering it. It would be a good idea to get a hand on him. You know, listen, I know these guys got some speed, and maybe you give him a cushion and give him some space, but that was a little aggressive on the space department there.
They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Back to throw, it's Fox. Finds the tight end. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Fires one high and deep. He's got it down the right side. They make the stop, but this junior loves to show off his arm strength, and he did it there. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Trying to get the edge on the jet sweep. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. Back to pass. Throws to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Brown. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. The Golden Bears are rolling down the field. Wide receiver comes in motion. Going to the run. It's Wiley. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Looking to fire. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Cal! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to throw, it's Russell. Good timing on the quick out.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Unloads to the right. And they can hook up, going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
And this offense stays aggressive, and they pass the football. I think you can always look back and say, 3rd and short, I'd love for you to run it, be the more physical team. But nice job sticking up and bowing their necks for this defense.
It's incomplete, and the defense makes the stop and gets the football back. They'll start this drive going to the air. Caught in the backfield, it's Wiley. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. And the Golden Bears with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. There he goes. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. He'll pull it on the read. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against a different defense.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. The Golden Bears have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Running back searching for a hole. Got some room headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Golden Bears! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the 1st half, but this unit looks dialed in.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up.
Sprinting away! And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44.
And that's a good lesson for quarterbacks out there. When you're throwing to your running backs, if you get it to them early and they've got some space around them, they can do damage. And that's exactly what happened there. These guys are trained to be great.
He'll take a shot. And the misfire goes out of the back of the end zone.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every team.
And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
And I think that time he was trusting his pocket awareness and his arm a little bit too much. You've got to remember, you're one of the best athletes in the country playing the position. If you see a crease, you just got to take off and get it.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. With the catch, it's Adams. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
From this spot on the field, that would be a 53-yard field goal, but they'll leave the offense out there and try to pick up the 1st on 4th down. Big man has it. It's a 1st down and more. He'll get it down to the 31, and that's where he goes out of bounds. And that can really take the wind out of a defense's sails when you convert with a 4th down completion.
Great chemistry there between the quarterback and his target. 4th down, you got to have it. You got to be on the same page, and they were there.
With the catch, it's Adams. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. The give out of the gun. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
Looking for the score. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bama.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. The give to the tailback. Got enough for the first down. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains. The new popular phrase for a favored team not really coming out of the gates quickly is that they're playing with their food. There are a lot of peas being pushed around the plate right now, guys.
Yeah, Reese, they've been stumbling around. They've been making mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot in this game. But, David, I think you also have to give credit to the underdog in this game because they're just playing with more intensity. They look like they want it more.
Oh, dude, when you come out the gates in the first quarter, it's adrenaline, it's passion, it's being talked about as the underdog. As this game goes on, can they keep that intensity up? Right now, they're doing a heck of a job.
The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. And the Golden Bears will have it 1st and 10. Looking for a man, it's Fox. Under fire. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
And that's a really good decision by the quarterback. Don't take the sack, throw the ball away. Now, listen, we can debate whether that was intentional grounding or not because he's still in the pocket. I'm not sure that that's not classified as grounding, but they didn't call it. So, you know what? Nice throwaway, QB.
Looking downfield very late in the half. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. The Golden Bears will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Nice job to make the fair catch at the 16. Make sure that ball didn't bounce into the coffin corner. Just enough time for one final play in this half. To the air on 1st down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful first 2 quarters today from there in Berkeley.
And the Golden Bears will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
The offense changing the play. Scanning the field, it's Russell. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Couldn't make the connection on 1st down. Now here on 2nd. Back to pass. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was good.
Snatches it on the right. And he gets it done on third down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you could tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but
turning it on. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David, and they're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to press. Just try to get scoring drives together. Don't abandon the run.
They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33. They'll run play action. Caught near the sticks. It's Hale. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Bringing it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Cal gets it back. The sturdy Golden Bear offense on its way to the field. Off play action on first down. Lofts one high and deep. Picked off to stop the threat. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. They'll go back to work on offense. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Fires to the right. A strike downfield. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. On the run, it's Pringle. On the move at the 30. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. The Crimson Tide rolling on the ground, tries to keep momentum going. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need... There he goes! He's at the... And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Alabama!
And how nice is it to have a playmaker like that I can get the ball out of my hands, right to him, and say, all right, dude, you got jets, you can fly, catch the slant, make some people miss, outrun some angles, and get all the way to the end zone.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Cal offense is headed back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
The play action fake. Caught in the backfield. It's Marshall. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Looking downfield, it's Fox. Quickly to the tight end. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. The Golden Bears decide to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. Here comes that Alabama offense. They evened things up the last time they had it, and the defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. Wide open downfield. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. They use the chunk play to cross midfield, and they've got it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Connection to the right. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. The Crimson Tide snaps it from the red zone. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And that one will give them the lead.
Have a day, young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not 1, not 2, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Cal gets it back. The sturdy Golden Bear offense on its way to the field. They're down by a touchdown, but hoping to dial up some plays and pull even in what's turning out to be a really good football game. Got room at the 35. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the 1st down. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Trying play action. Caught over the middle. It's Marshall. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
And that's why play action is going to be big in this game. You saw how it just frees the second level of that defense just for a second and allowed the tight end to work himself vertically down the field. But how about this guy after the catch, right? So hard to bring down. What a weapon.
Most important part of a clutch drive. Piece together some 1st downs. Get in position. And here they are on 1st and 10. Under fire. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
To the air, it's Fox. Right on the money. And they bring him down quickly, but a good gain there.
I think really good wide receivers do a good job of making every route kind of look the same. You could tell this looked like a vertical route. So if I'm a DB, I'm bailing, and all of a sudden he sits that hitch down. Nice job by the wide receiver, creating enough separation to create a positive gain.
He'll come through on 3rd down as he's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. And the Golden Bears have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Rush is on him. Catch in the middle. It's Wiley. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He caught it. And he won't be able to get in as the defense gets him down at the 1.
Really nice play call there because the defense might have been thinking on 3rd and short in the red zone, they're probably going to run the football. Instead, they throw it, catch him off guard, and now they've got 1st and goal.
And they get nothing. The ball remains at the 2-yard line.
Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Cal! The extra point here would tie the game.
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
The extra point is up and good, and we are tied up in the fourth. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. It's Russell. Pulls it in. It's Adams. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The offense set for a first down play. From the gun, running back on the move. Breaks the tackle. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. The clock stopped. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Now on 2nd down. On the ground, it's Pringle. Breaks into the open. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
I love the play call running the football here in the fourth quarter because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal on offense. You are not panicking. This isn't throw every single down, all of a sudden 2-minute air raid type stuff. You can run the ball. You can do all of your stuff, personnel, shifting, motioning. You just got to be very, very careful and absolutely cannot turn it over.
Timeout call by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. The Crimson Tide rolled to that last first down on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to the run.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in a position to win.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He'll keep it himself. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On 1st and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. Trying to bully their way in. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
And this is an area of the field, man, who can be more physical. And you know I'm going to run the football a lot of times in these goal-to-go situations. 1st and goal, can I be physical? Can I get closer? The defense won that physical battle. Interested to see now if the offense thinks they can still run, or do they go to the passing game?
The pressure ramps up on 3rd and goal. Quarterback making adjustments. On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. It is good. Big celebration, and understandably so, guys, but there is still time on the clock. And he's coming out of the end zone. Almost a little bit more on that return. He's chased out of bounds at the 30 in good starting position for this offense. The Cal offense is headed back onto the field. And if you list the priorities here, Jesse, first thing, get your kicker into his comfort zone.
It's a balance here between being conservative.
And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. Looking to throw, it's Fox. That's caught. It's Rogers. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Blasted as he lets it go. They fought to the bitter end, and the final incompletion puts a wrap on it. Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will. Throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense optional. You didn't really get too much of that stuff, but listen, you got to get a few stops late in the game. You got to get actually just kind of one stop with this many points that was being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.